Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope you enjoy my Tidehunter commentary. And remember, when you play against Tidehunter,
you swim against the tide.
Hello YouTube, how are ya? JJ Merrill here. And today I'm going to be presenting you hopefully a new video series that I'm starting because I just got my new hard drive and I finally have something dedicated to fraps. So to that end, I'm going to be starting a new series of Dota 2 commentaries where I take a look at some of the, well actually I'm going to start with some of the easier heroes to play, and to that end I'm going to start with Tidehunter. Now I want to go ahead and kind of go over the purpose of these videos and what I'd like to accomplish by making them. A lot of people, including myself, have came over from League of Legends or really just, haven't played, excuse me, haven't played Dota before. I have no Dota experience whatsoever. I came from League of Legends, which I had a fair amount of experience playing. And coming over to this, there are a lot of things that are different. A whole lot of things that are completely different from the League of Legends mindset. Or maybe, you came over from Heroes of Newerth and you're trying to play this as well. Now, people that have played the original Dota, you're going to have a huge step up from guys like me that haven't. That being said, I have spent quite a bit of time playing this ever since I got a beta key, and I've spent a lot of time reading about it as well. I'm still learning a lot. I mean, you can't expect to really even have any idea what you're doing until you have hundreds of games under your belt. But I want to show you guys some of the easier heroes to start with and provide my commentary over some of the things that happen in these games. So that being said, I'm going to be starting with Tidehunter. Tidehunter, the reason that I really recommend him as a hero to begin with is he is a really, really good tank, hard support initiator. He has a lot of utility, and he's a lot of fun to play too. And generally speaking, as long as you get into a battle, get your abilities off and soak up as much damage as you can for your team, you've done your job and you can walk away feeling like you accomplished something. One thing I really like about this replay system, by the way, is the fact that you can use the player perspective camera, which I just switched to. So notice that these mouse clicks and everything I'm looking at, this is exactly what I did during the game. Really, really cool for getting the perspective of exactly what a player was doing at the time and what their thoughts might have been. This is especially useful if you're watching someone that knows what they're doing. So yeah, really good feature. I do like that. In this particular game, we'll go and talk about the lane matchups we have going on here. It's got myself with a bounty hunter in the bottom lane. We have an invoker mid, and we have an Omni Knight and Ricky up top. I'm also going to go ahead and point out some things I think could be done better in these games, or mistakes that I see being made, including my own, which there will be plenty of. Don't worry about that. The first thing I see right away is we have a bounty hunter and a Ricky in the same game. Now, while by itself, that's not really a bad thing. But the games I'm going to be showing you guys are going to be typically just public matchmaking games, usually like pre-made 4s or pre-made 5s. In this case, this is a pre-made 5. I know all the guys on the team, so odds are we're matched up against another pre-made 5. But that being said, they're still public games, and at the point of making this video, doing things like buying dust and buying sentry wards and buying gem at true sight, that's really still not all that commonly done. As a support hero, you should be doing those things, but you know as well as I do right now, it's just simply not being done. However, if they see a bounty hunter and a Ricky on the same team, well, and an invoker for that matter, that's going to give them a lot more incentive to go ahead and pick up the dust and those wards and things like that. So that's just something to think about. Really think about how the enemy is going to react to your lineup and what they're going to do to counter it. In this case, buying anti-stealth is an absolute given. There's no way they're not going to do this. That's going to make life harder for our carries, and that's never a good thing. So things like that to definitely keep in mind. The lane setups we have here, I do kind of like what we're doing with this. The Bounty Hunter, Tidehunter lane, I enjoy this. I'm here simply to support Bounty Hunter and try to make sure his life is as easy as possible. To that end, I'm trying to make sure, I keep these guys off him. He's actually going a little bit aggressive on the Shadow Demon here. I think we might get first blood here shortly, so I hope I don't disappoint you guys, and that is the case. But anyway, I'm making sure that he gets all the farm. I'm not trying to get any last hits whatsoever. It looks like he is going to go aggressive here. I throw a gush on the Shadow Demon to lower his armor and slow him. He comes in. This really looks like a first blood here. Oh no, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I took quite a bit of damage during that fight, but that was definitely worth it. We're definitely going to force Shadow Demon to fall back and at least pop some of his regeneration. And I actually just heard a Sunstrike go down. So yeah, nice try by the Invoker to try to take out the Shadow Demon. But I don't think that's it. I do think we get first blood here, but it's been about a week since I played this game. That's just a replay that I'm watching here. But anyway, I do like this lane setup quite a bit. I'm going to talk about Tidehunter's abilities now, in case you guys might not be familiar with them. But before I do that, let's see what happens here. Bounty Hunter going aggressive yet again. I want to go in here and back him up. I don't have enough quite yet for another gush, which is going to be really important. But I want to come in here and try to back him up anyway. This was a bit of a mistake to blow my mana on the Anchor Smash like that. I really didn't accomplish a whole lot, and I need to be trying to save it for another gush. So that was a mistake I made right there. I want to make sure that if the Bounty Hunter does go aggressive, I'm going to have enough to get this ability off. That could really make or break the kill. So to talk a bit about Tidehunter's abilities, his gush that I keep talking about, really, really good ability. Has quite a long range on it, as you can see from the AoE around my character at the moment. Applies a 40% slow, armor reduction, and does quite a fair amount of damage too. And the mana cost is not that terrible. Now,
regeneration.
I do get fairly lucky here. I pick up a regeneration rune, and before I did this, I made sure the Invoker still had his health and mana, and he doesn't have a bottle, so there's absolutely no reason for me not to have picked up that regeneration rune. That's going to get me back in lane, and that's going to be huge. That's really, really going to help us out. His second ability, Kraken Shell, great passive. I love this thing. If you take 600 damage, I believe, in like a 5 or 6 second period, I believe, is the amount of time. But if you take that 600 damage threshold, any debuffs that are applied to you are going to be removed. That's great, because it's going to allow you to get off your other abilities, particularly your ultimate. His Anchor Smash is a fairly wide AoE ability, really, really low mana cost, applies a 40% flat damage reduction. This is great as an anti-carry tool. If you're able to pop this and hit the enemy carry, they're going to immediately start doing a lot less damage. That's going to be great for your team. Scales well as you level it up. The cooldown starts lowering and the damage increases as well. And finally, his ultimate, one of my favorite abilities in the entire game, and arguably the most powerful teamfight AoE ultimate in the entire game. Huge, huge AoE on this guy. Whenever I pick it up, you're going to see just how large it really is. Does a lot of damage in a wide radius and applies a knock-up and quite a long stun. This ability is fantastic. Your entire purpose of existence as Tidehunter is to get in there, pop this off, and let your team raise all kinds of hell. So, as this game goes on, I hope I'm going to be able to show you guys some good examples of how to use this properly and how to position yourself when you use it. That's everything. You want to make sure you hit as many enemy heroes as you possibly can whenever you use this thing. You don't want to just pop it on one guy, generally, if you can avoid it, because it's really a waste, and it has a fairly long cooldown. So a few things to keep in mind. It looks like we're doing fairly well in the lane here. Let's see what the Bounty Hunter's doing. So the Bounty Hunters went ahead and picked up boots. This looks like a first split. I pop off Gush, he pops off his... Okay, he disrupts himself, and I block him in a little bit. This is definitely going to be a first blood. Bit of a mistake that I made here is I got the last hit on him and I got the kill. Now, while it's not necessarily a bad thing, if the Bounty Hunter would have gotten that kill instead, it's going to ensure that he gets farmed up a lot more quickly, and he gets the items he needs more quickly. I wouldn't consider that like a blatant kill steal, even though I definitely could have let him get that kill there. The only thing I think I was paranoid about is the fact that Enchantress was there, and I didn't want her to pop off her damn pixies and get him healed back up. That could have really, really sucked. So, I don't think that would have happened, by the way. But keep those things in mind. Whenever you're in the heat of the moment, sure, it can be tough to really think about those things, but they can make all the difference whenever it comes to getting your carry fed or not fed. Really, really going to make all the difference there. So he's going aggressive again on this guy, and I'm going to make sure to back him up. So I get disrupted, so I'm not able to get my Gush off quite right away. Pop up another Gush, and he should be able to get that kill here. Very nice job. He is able to get that kill, no problem. He's doing a lot of damage with a combination of his Shadow Walk's bonus damage, along with the Janata's bonus damage passive. So whenever he pops out, he's performing literally, a backstab move and getting a lot of damage off at once. If I can pop off my Gush before he does that, I'm going to be reducing the Shadow Demon's armor, and he's going to be doing even more damage with these two abilities. So that's definitely a good thing. At this point, I decide I'm really low on both health and mana. I don't have any regen whatsoever. I have quite a bit of stuff built up in my stash. So I'm going to go back at this point and just get healed back up to full. I do go ahead and complete my magic wand and a couple of other items, which I will talk about now. Let's talk about the items I'd like to get on this guy. I'm going to switch it back to player perspective just for fun. So it looks like I was trying to keep an eye on the bottom tower. Magic wand is a great item on a lot of different heroes. Again, if you guys are newer to this game, I'm giving this advice in the hopes to help you out with the very basics. If you're more experienced, a lot of this stuff is going to be redundant. I do give a salve to Bounty Hunter, by the way, there to get him healed back up to full. And the Pudge was invisible at that time, and we did not know this. Keep in mind that on the replay, matter of fact, I'm going to...
Fresh meat.
Let's keep an eye on what happens here. Thankfully, with the help of a Kraken Shell and just having fairly high base HP, I'm able to survive Pudge's attack there. So Pudge grabbed an invisibility rune and he ganked us down here. That was bad. That was really bad. That could have turned out much, much worse, too. But thankfully, he targeted me, and I'm pretty tanky. I didn't really have any problems doing that. I am going to get back to his items as soon as I explain one other thing, too. Whenever I started this game, I started the game with 2 Observer Wards, and the reason that I did this so early is because they had a Pudge in the middle lane. And I knew he was going to come down and try to gank us, and eventually, yes, he did. Now, it's a shame he picked up an invisibility rune like he did. But you really got to prepare for these things. And if you're going to be playing a support hero, you really, really need to buy these wards, guys. And really, have this stuff warded as often as you possibly can. It's going to make all the difference in the world for you. My Fog of War is actually in the wrong settings. I needs to be on the Dire. And it looks like the shot menu is actually blocking me from my player perspective. But that's okay. There we go, switch it to the Dire. Okay, now you can see that Invoker unfortunately got ulted there. Let's go back on free camera. So Invoker does go down there. Not a huge deal. That's the enemy's first kill of the game. I do teleport back down to bottom, but it's not quite in time enough to help him out. Bounty Hunter is going to go aggressive on the Pudge. He marks him. If I can maybe get off one gush here, this is probably going to be a kill. Thankfully I do. Bounty Hunter's track is a really, really huge help there. Not only did that apply a speed boost to us, but it also reduces Pudge's armor, and it's going to make sure that both he and I get bonus gold and assist gold through whoever helped in getting the kill. That's a really, really good ability. So Tidehunter and Bounty Hunter, I feel, work pretty well together. We just have a good synergy with our abilities. Now, finally, getting back to the items I like to get on this guy if I'm not distracted anymore. The very first things I like to get is I really like to pick up a magic wand, or at least a magic stick. Great, great item. As this thing builds up charge, which it will, especially against heroes like Shadow Demon, who's going to be constantly spamming a Shadow Poison, you're going to rack up charges on this thing. If you need some burst healing or burst mana regen, this is great. And as a tanky character, you want to get in there and absorb as much damage as you possibly can. So this is a really good pickup on Tidehunter. I also like to build an Urn of Shadows as one of my very first items, which I'm working on right now. I already have the Sage's Mask, and I need to pick up 2 Gauntlets of Strength to complete it. I really like to buy this item because it gives some good regeneration for your mana, gives some good strength, and its active is insanely good. I think it's actually one of the more underrated items, in my opinion, in the entire game. But the active heal, or the active damage over time it applies to an enemy, is extremely good. I apply a ward over here on the left-hand side to make sure we can't get ganked from the forest as well. I want to make sure that Bounty Hunter and I are as safe as we possibly can be while he farms up and gets all fed and that good stuff. So it looks like he's taking a little bit of harass from the Enchantress ultimate. Not a big deal. We should be okay. He has his Ring of Health now, so he's not going to have many problems in lane whatsoever. He's probably going to build this into a Vanguard, I imagine, and he does have his Medallion of Courage as well, which is going to help with his mana regen. So we're doing pretty good up here at top. Not a whole lot of action going on elsewhere in the map right now, and for the time being I'm going to keep it in player perspective just so you guys can see what all was going on during the game. It looks like Pudge is here. I do get ulti. This is definitely a mistake by him. He's not going to be able to get this kill in those cases. I do pop off my ultimate, hit both heroes with it, and hopefully the Bounty Hunter is going to get a kill. This was a mistake by me, by the way. I did not have to stick around and try to help the Bounty Hunter get this kill. That was definitely a mistake. I did not need to do that. However, that being said, the Bounty Hunter may be able to pull off a double kill now. He really needs to throw a shuriken and take her out immediately. Just throw one shuriken. Throw one shuriken. Come on. Come on. Okay, he goes invisible and pops out. I really like how he applied the track on her before the kill. That was nice. Kind of risky, but definitely nice. He gets down to 4 HP, though, before he gets that kill. So he did a lot of really, really risky things getting that kill there. He could have popped off one final shuriken toss, and I think that would have gotten the kill on her, no problem. He decided to go invisible, use his track, and then get the kill. That was super, super close. As you saw, he got down to 4 HP. The creeps nearly killed him there. So I think that could have been handled a bit better by the Bounty Hunter. But that being said, not bad. A 2-for-1 exchange, but I did not need to die there. I dove back in just in case the Bounty Hunter, I guess, needed my help. I felt like I had to be the hero there. That was a mistake. Sure, you're the tank, but if you don't have to die, don't die. Just because you're in there and you're trying to soak up all the damage doesn't mean you're going in there... you're not going to intend to feed the enemy your life. Do everything you can to stay alive, and by doing so, you're going to keep your teammates alive as well, and everything just works out for the best. So, we're doing pretty well so far. Got good vision right here on the rune spot. Got good vision in the forest. And we're able to see Pudge walking around doing his thing. And right now he's not going to provide really any threat to us whatsoever. Especially if he continues to not wait for the bounty hunter to come out and he's blowing his ultimate on me instead. That's definitely a huge mistake and he doesn't want to keep doing that. Especially as I start getting more items and levels. I'm just going to get tankier and tankier. The odds that he's going to be able to kill me are fairly slim, especially with the bounty hunter wailing on him in the meantime. It looks like he's going to go for his Battle Fury here, which is going to give him some damage and cleave ability and some mana regen. I do spy a double damage here in the river. I signal the Invoker to go ahead and come over and pick this up. Okay, he's going to be able to get that, no problem.
Double damage.
One thing I should have been doing during this game more often is keeping a closer eye on this ward. If you guys don't know this, every 2 minutes a ward is going to spawn right here,
Dire's top tower has been
or right
denied.
here. It's very important for you as a support hero to always keep an eye on these runes, because you want to make sure that your middle lane can go and grab them, especially if he has a bottle. That's super, super important if he has a bottle. So just another thing to keep in mind. Looks like the bottom lane has been abandoned, so we're going to go ahead and try to push this and do as much damage as we can to it. And they're screwing around in our jungle. I don't know if they're really going to be able to accomplish a lot here. Yeah, looks like they're going to go ahead and back up. Not much to be said for that. Looks like the Invoker might be in a little bit of trouble here. The disruption does go down. Shakira coming in for the backup. Pudge coming in too, so that's kind of a shame. They all kind of converged on him. But that's not the end of the world because it's going to allow us to go ahead and take out this bottom tower without it being contested whatsoever. So I'm going to go and teleport mid to try to provide some support in case these four heroes do go ahead and try to push this down. Bounty Hunter's going to be able to take this no problem, which he does, so that's good. So they're pushing in, and I want to go ahead and get out front here and try to bring these creeps past the tower if I possibly can, because I want the tower to start targeting the enemy heroes. So I'm going to go and try to take these guys out. I should be popping my Anchor Smash just to do some damage to them. Not sure why I didn't do that. Not a big deal though. I do throw some Harass on the Shadow Demon just to try to force them back as much as I can. Enchantress pops her heal, and man, it is a good heal. He's already back at full. Man, that heal pisses me off. It's way too good. I do complete my Urn of Shadows. I'm going to bring that to myself now. We also have an Omni Knight in this game playing support, and he's been doing a good job of making sure the courier is upgraded, all that good stuff, so that's definitely extremely helpful. You didn't see me do that at this part of the game because it was decided I was going to be the one to buy the wards to keep Vision and Pudge. Sentry Ward does go down, so this is on the Radiant side. We cannot see this during our game. So right now, they have full vision of Ricky, which is a really bad thing. And if Bounty Hunter comes in, and if he's invisible, they're going to have vision of him too. And not only that, but if the Invoker goes into, if he goes invisible, they're going to see him too. So this kind of sucks. I pop off my Ravage. That was a terrible Ravage. I didn't catch, may have only caught one hero in that. Now, thankfully, it looks like this is going to work out in our favor when it really, really shouldn't have. So, again, I'm coming up here. I'm trying to be at the front, soak up as much damage as I possibly can for these guys. It looks like the Omni Knight might go down here. Unfortunately, the Shadow Poison does take him out. And I think I'm going to be just fine here. I can pop my wand if I really, really get in trouble, which I might do. I decided to pop my Urn instead. That's fine. Invoker gets a triple kill, very nicely done. So by them chasing us down here and chasing down here, they they definitely need to just back off from that as soon as they possibly could. But the main point I want to make of that team fight is my Ravage was absolutely horrendous. That was a really, really bad Ravage. I caught maybe one hero within that. What that signals to your team is, okay, Tidehunter's popped his Ravage, now it's time to go in. That was a mistake. We're actually very, very fortunate that fight turned out in our favor as well as it did. In most cases, I don't think it would have. I think we were fortunate that everything turned out pretty good. So, I'm going to go ahead and use my Urn active to try to get Invoker healed back up to full life. Sniper pops his ultimate on me, probably a waste. I do die, which was entirely my own fault, and I'll explain why. I shouldn't have tried to chase the Enchantress down. That allowed the Sniper to get his ultimate off and get off a few free pot shots, and I was able to go down. That was definitely a really, really big mistake. Jakir ultimate going down, unfortunately. Omni Knight getting caught in the middle of that, and Ricky going down as well. Hook going down on the Omni Knight. He's able to resist the damage from his repel, but that kind of sucked. That's kind of payback for earlier whenever our team fight went a lot better than it should have. That probably went a lot better for them than it should have. But again, that was partially, excuse me, my fault. I shouldn't have stayed there and tried to go after the Enchantress. That was a huge mistake. I'm going to go ahead and pop the glyph on this, and I should teleport to this, I think. I am kind of deciding what to do at this point. Walking there is going to take way too long. See, I'm going to go and pop teleport. Come down here. Creeps are about dead. So again, I'm going to go and pop a gush. Try to get these guys away from the tower if I can. I use Anchor Smash to get a last hit there. Just little things like that make a huge difference too. Don't be afraid, you know, to pop your cheap abilities to get last hits, things like that. I really don't want them taking this tower, so I'm trying to fight the creeps back as quickly as I possibly can here. Again, it's really a shame that they have a sentry here. Bounty Hunter does have double damage, so if he gets up on somebody, it's probably going to be game over for them. Taking out the Shadow Demon illusions, no problem there. Okay, and they're all still hanging out mid. I don't like this, and the reason I'm saying this is because if you look at the, well, they're starting to break apart now, but they hung out at mid for a very long time, and they're not able to take out our tower. And notice how they're kind of converging back here once again on the mini-map. I'm just doing a little bit of jungling to try to get a little bit more farm. I don't like the fact that I don't have boots yet. I really want that because until I get my Blink Dagger, I need to at least have some mobility to get around here. I do pick up another TP scroll. You want to have TP scroll on you at all times, especially with a character like Tidehunter. But I want to say that about pretty much every hero. I really like TP scrolls. But anyway, we got two heroes still kind of trying to pressure in the mid lane a bit. It looks like they're giving up on actually pushing the tower down, which is good. But you got two guys, again, coming back towards mid, so you can tell it's kind of still on their mind. I do pick up some more Observer Wards. They're in the stash right now, and it looks like I am using the Courier to go ahead and bring those to me. Pick up an Illusion Rune. I'm going to go and use these just to scout out a little bit. I'm going to switch it to free camera, see what we can spot out. So I'm positioning one of my illusions right here. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to see if Pudge is going to come up on this ledge and try to hook one of us over it. He also likes to stand right here as well, so a good spot for a ward is also right here. Definitely a really good spot for that. Right now our vision is really bad. Actually, well, it could be a lot better. I don't like the fact that we don't have vision, especially like where Pudge might stand. I do get hooked here, which is a mistake that I managed to get my ultimate off, catch three heroes in the middle of it. I do pop my wand to get healed back up. Really good ultimate going down from the Omni Knight. I do go down to the Shadow Demon poison. I think that's what got me there. But here's the nice part about this, is that we were able to do a clean 2-for-1 trade. Me getting hooked was absolutely a mistake, but I was able to react in time, pop off my Ravage, pop off my wand to stay alive as long as I could and soak up damage so that my team could get the kills. So that was not a bad trade for us. I don't think we're going to be able to get a tower out of it, unfortunately, just because there's so many heroes here right now. But definitely a good exchange. I am not going to complain about that. Again, the hook kind of sucked. You don't want to get hooked if you can avoid it, but if anybody was going to get hooked, me getting hooked is definitely the best scenario for that to happen. Alright, so still, we're hanging out at mid a lot. I really don't like this, but one part that I do like about it is the fact that our Bounty Hunter, this entire time, has been hanging out in the top and he's been getting farmed. He's already level 14 right now. I can guarantee if I look at the XP and gold graphs, you're going to see the difference here. So let's take a look at the XP graph. Actually, I want to take a look at the... How do I do this? Okay, gold and XP. So, take a look at this. Right now, the Bounty Hunter is level 14. He's the highest level in the game. Next highest level on the enemy team is level 12 on the Pudge. That's already a pretty big difference. Let's get back to the team fight a little bit. Unfortunately, the Omni Knight does get caught there. Not a huge deal. I think we should be able to still keep this down. I do pop my urn to get healed back up. About half the charge is wasted because the sniper pops his ultimate, which kind of sucks. But that's okay. I do pop my wand to go ahead and try to get back up to full life because I think something might happen here soon. They really want to take this tower. Like, they really want to take it. But again, the Bounty Hunter, he's now level 15. He's been up here farming this entire time. So this is exactly what he should be doing. He should be up here farming, taking advantage of the fact that the enemy team is not trying to stop him from doing this. Let's go ahead and take a look again at the XP and gold graph. Okay, he's now level 15. Next highest level on the enemy team is level 12. Their carry is level 9. Their sniper is way behind right now. This is really bad for him. He's been here this whole time trying to push this tower down with us. He's not getting any farm. This is a really bad mistake by these guys. If the Bounty Hunter is allowed to spiral out of control and get to the mid game, or late game rather, it's going to be really bad for him. The Ricky too. You know, the Ricky has been here defending with us, but at the same time, he's also getting last hits on these creeps and he's able to farm that way. So I'm in the jungle at the moment. And I do have my wards on me. I do throw down a ward at this ruin spot here. Really standard spot. It looks like the Omni Knight has got this spot down here covered, so that's a good thing too. Next ward spots I'd probably like to have is one right here, again to keep an eye on the Pudge. And if we decide to go really, really aggressive on these guys, I wouldn't mind one having like around this area and on the high ground right here in their jungle. Those are all good spots. So it looks like we were able to get the tower really, really low. Unfortunately, we couldn't take it. There's a good chance they might deny this. Let's see how this fight goes here. Fortunately, the Invoker is fairly low, but the Omni Knight should be able to heal him back up. Yep, good. Heals him. But gosh, that heal is so good. That heal is way too good. Omni Knight's able to heal him back up. And the next item I'm probably going to go for here, to finish my thoughts from about 15 minutes ago, is I probably want to go for Arcane Boots is going to be my next item. Arguably, it might be better to go straight for a Blink Dagger at this point. They do deny the tower, which is kind of a shame, but truthfully, with the dynamic of this game right now, that's not really a bad thing. They've been hanging out at mid so much, now they have nowhere to fall back on. It looks like we might be thinking about trying to fight this, possibly. Again, the Bounty Hunter's down here just farming away. He's having a great time. They are going to go and start backing up from this, it looks like. Yep, they're all backing up to the middle tower, but take a look at this. No one is farming up here. No one is farming down here. But our Bounty Hunter is, but nobody on the enemy team is doing anything to stop this whatsoever. He's got his Battle Fury finish. He has a lot of gold right now. I imagine he's probably going for something like possibly... Excuse me, he might be going like for a Desolator at this point, or I'm not sure what he picks up this game. With so much gold on him, he might even be going for something like a Radiance, possibly. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see when he buys his items. So we have the Ricky going through here, and he's invisible as hell, so he doesn't care. Sniper running around doing his thing. We're probably going to be able to, yeah, we're definitely going to be able to catch Pudge here. And we've got the Cold Snap going down. Great Cold Snap and great backstab by Ricky. He had absolutely no chance there. And it looks like Jakiro's going to come in here. I come in, I do pop off my Ravage. I catch 2 heroes in the Ravage, which is enough to slow these guys down. The Shadow Demon and Sniper both got caught by that, so should have no problems doing that. I decided to go ahead and back off from this fight, which honestly was probably a mistake. I'm not sure why I decided to do this, but the Bounty Hunter's not going to have any trouble. I think the reason I did is because all of our allies had backed off at this time. I really didn't want to stick around. I'd have to re-watch that to determine exactly what happened. To be honest, it was confusing as hell, and everybody was all over the jungle. I'm coming back down to try to support the Ricky if I can. I think by this point we realize that the Jakiro has a Gem of True Sight. So, again, take a look at this. Well, it's gone now, but they had a sentry right here in the bottom of the river as they were trying to push the tower. Jakiro now has a Gem of True Sight. They're doing this because they know, hey, we have both a Ricky and a Bounty Hunter and an Invoker on the enemy team. I like Bounty Hunter's play here. This was definitely good, and the fact that he backed off right there was good too. I'm coming in to try to back him up if I can, and I'm in a bit too deep. I really, really need to back off. Gosh, that Enchantress doing a lot of damage with her ultimate. Bounty Hunter, I like what he's doing there. He's popping his Medallion of Courage to lower Jakiro's armor before he comes in and goes for the attack. It was almost able to get a kill, so that was definitely good on him. It looks like someone else here has an Urn of Shadows as well, and it is the Enchantress, so she's able to heal Sniper back up. And all these guys are down here trying to defend this. Well, in the meantime, we have the Omni Knight farm in the jungle a bit, and what am I doing? I guess one around farm in the jungle too. So I've got my boots in the base right now. I also have my Tan Portal Scroll. Decided I really don't want to fight the Ursas. That's okay. Ursas suck. I hate doing that. Get a nice friendly mana recharge from the Omni Knight. Absolutely helpful. Okay. I'm trying to hit level 11 at this point so I can upgrade my ultimate. The radius, everything gets better. Radius, duration, and damage, especially the damage. And you get an extra 100 points every time you level it up, so that's definitely good. And it looks like they're trying to go for, yet again, a push on this tower, so I'm going to come down and try to help defend this. Generally speaking, I can't get away with what Bounty Hunter's doing right now, so he's wandering around the map and farming, trying to get his items. As a character like Tidehunter, I don't want to be doing that. I want to make sure that I'm with my team as much as I reasonably can be. I want to make sure that I'm here in case a fight breaks out so that I could support these guys, get off my ultimate, get off my gush, start anchor smashing all over the place. And I don't need hardly as much farm as the Bounty Hunter does. I need a fraction of the items that he does. In this game, if I'm able to get my Arcane Boots and I'm able to get my Blink Dagger, that is all I need for the rest of the game. That is literally the only items I need to be successful as a Tidehunter. This is the reason why I feel like Tidehunter is best played as a hard support that isn't trying to get the CS in the lane. And by about the midpoint of the game, I'm going to have everything I absolutely need, especially if I get a little bit of time to come in the jungle and farm with my Anchor Smash. That's definitely helpful. Some other good items on Tidehunter that you can consider getting are things like Vanguard, especially if they have a lot of physical damage heroes, which in common public games is definitely not unheard of. You know, you're going to see games where the enemy is going to have 3 or 4 carries, like without exaggeration. They're going to have that many. Unfortunately, the Invoker does get caught here, probably trying to save the Bounty Hunter from something. They both go down. I apologize that I missed that. But that kind of sucks. What that means is that they are definitely going to go ahead and try to push the mid tower down. So the Omni 99, well, I do want to go back to the jungle and farm up a bit and try to hit level 11 for my level 2 ulti. We absolutely cannot do that right now. As soon as this creep wave comes back up, they are absolutely going to try to push this down. We really don't want to let that happen. Don't give away free towers. Defend them as much as you possibly can. We would be denying this tower if we could, but it's not quite low enough yet to deny, or else that would definitely be a good option at this point. So right now it's only the 2 of us here. I really don't want to get Pudge hooked, so I'm staying behind the creep wave so he can't get a hook off. Pulling it back. This was a bad mistake by me. Notice I was right in line of sight for Pudge to get a hook off. He easily could have hooked me right there. That was definitely a really bad mistake. So now he's in the jungle, and he's going to try to get off one of them Pudge hooks. He does catch the Omni Knight. Omni Knight throws down the repel, and Pudge ulti going off, but no damage being done to the Omni Knight because of the repel. This is really good stuff by him. Heal goes off. Really good play by the Omni Knight there. He's able to get his repel off in time so that the damage from Pudge's ultimate isn't doing anything to him. Not only that, the rod isn't doing anything either. Really good play by him. Teamfight does break out. I pop off my ulti, catch all of the enemy team in it. We're going to be able to wipe these guys out. Chasing after the sniper. I get force staffed apparently. I need to get off one more gush on the sniper. That's really all I need. I need to do that right now. I could have done that a long time ago. That was really sloppy play by me. I really need to get out of here. Again, I'm staying in way too long. There's absolutely no reason I need to stay in as long as I did there. Really bad mistake, sloppy play. Now, what I did like about that team fight is the fact that I was able to get right in the middle of them, pop off my ultimate, and to start anchor smashing and tide gushing all over the place. That went really well for us. I was the only one that actually went down during that team fight, aside from Bounty Hunter and Invoker dying earlier before it happened. So that worked out really well. Great play by the Omni Knight there to pop off his repel before Pudge could do his ulti. That really helped and basically prevented the gank from succeeding at all and baited his team into us winning that team fight. Definitely worked out well. We got Cold Snap going down on the Shadow Demon. He's going to go ahead and disrupt himself. I don't really know if I like this because the Invoker's going to be able to catch up to him. He does Force Staff, throws down the Ice Wall. He blinks away, though. That was definitely a good decision because odds are he's going to have backup. And yeah, there's an Enchantress with double damage. That's a tough break. That really sucks. So that's kind of a shame. Anyway, I am able to go ahead. I pick up a Bracer this game. I feel like that I am getting in enough situations where I'm just barely not making it out, and by picking up a Bracer I'm going to be able to pad my stats, get some more HP, and just overall some more stats, and I think this is going to be a good way for me to survive those situations. These guys are definitely up way too far. Both of our carries are here. We're missing the Invoker, but we might try something here. Looks like the Bounty Hunter definitely wants to go aggressive, so I'm trying to follow him in to back him up. Both Ricky and the Bounty Hunter are coming in here, and it looks like we're going to decide to back off for the time being. That's probably a good choice, to be honest with you. We might have been able to make something happen. Both Ricky and the Bounty Hunter creeping around the Enchantress right now. Pudge does get tracked.
Bottom tower is under attack.
This is kind of risky.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Our tower does go down. This did not need to happen, by the way. I should have teleported down there to stop that. I definitely could have. I think that, okay, looks like we do have a fight breaking out here in mid. Ultimate going down on the Omni Knight, and the Jakir ultimate doing a lot of damage to us. But we have Ricky and Bounty Hunter coming in, trying to do work on the Enchantress. I'm running away. I'm going to be able to get out of this just fine. Let's see how these guys do. Bounty Hunter is able to take out the Enchantress. Okay, good. And the Ricky, okay, good. The Ricky makes it out as well. Pretty low health, but he is able to escape from that. We have the Bounty Hunter going pretty aggressive here on a 3v1 situation. But look at this. He's able to actually make this out. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, that was really close. But look how long he was able to stand and hold his ground in a 3v1 situation. I'll explain why he was able to do that. The level difference now is absolutely massive. The bounty hunter is now level 20. Next highest level in the enemy team is level 15. It's because these guys wasted so much time here in the mid lane trying to push down this tower, which, you know, sure, they finally got. But was it worth it? Absolutely not. The bounty hunter is really fed now. He's got his MKB. He's got a Battle Fury. He's set to do a lot of damage, and he's set to do a lot of work as we're approaching the later stages of the mid game. As for myself, I'm definitely feeling good about my setup now. And again, notice how I was able to get away from that team fight. I was still pretty low. I think I might owe that to picking up the bracer. Just saying, I think it was a good idea. It's fine to pick up these supplementary items if you feel like... excuse me. Sorry, guys, I feel like I'm a bit congested while I'm doing this commentary. But I feel like that if you get the impression you're just barely not scraping by, and you're just barely not getting through these team fights, pick up an item that's going to give you, a little bit extra of an edge. A bracer is a really good example of an item that can do that for you. My next item that I'm going to get as fast as I possibly can is absolutely going to be a blink dagger. That is probably one of the most core, one of the most important items on Tidehunter. You get your blink dagger, you're pretty much done for the rest of the game.
Haste.
So I do pick up a haste rune here, going back towards mid. This is, well, I was going to say this is a mistake because there's so much farm up top, but I want to let the bounty hunter get that. I could have gone in there and stole all this farm, sure, but I want the bounty hunter to come in here and get all this. I want him, again, to get as fed as absolutely possible. So I'm going to let him pick all that up. Now I'm just going to go in the jungle. I don't really need all that much now. Granted, I need about 1,500 or so for my blink dagger, but that's going to come in time, and it's definitely going to come if I can help get off some successful team fights. And it looks like we're going to have one brewing here mid. The entire team, aside from Pudge, is here. And I do not mind that he's not here. Absolutely not. Okay, pushing this way back. Anchor Smash is really great for clearing out creep waves, by the way. Tidehunter, I wouldn't say he's great for counter pushing, but he's good. He's definitely good for it. Okay, these guys are in a really bad situation. Throw down the Gush on the Sniper to get him slowed. Ravage going down, catching the entire enemy team in my Ravage. So that was really good and a perfect way to use it. Ultimate going down from the Omni Knight. Probably kind of a waste there, but that's okay. It's going to allow us to keep up the chase and feel safe about doing it. Look how much healing these pixies are doing to the damn Enchantress. That is so frustrating. She's able to almost get out of this. I like the heal going down from the Omni Knight to take her out. Bounty Hunter coming in and cleaning up on the Jakiro. Great team fight for us. Really worked out. They got way too close to us there, and that was a huge mistake. With the initiation that even Invoker can provide with his Ice Wall, and I'm able to get off a Gush and a Ravage, that was a huge team fight for us and a really big win. So, what did I... Did I actually pick up my Blink Dagger right there? I think I may have. Let's take a look at the Courier. No, I did not. What did I spend that on? Huh. No, it is coming towards me. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll figure that mystery out later. I could have sworn I had a lot more gold than this, but that's okay. So we're able to easily pick up a tower here. They're not going to be able to contest this at all. Okay, good. Pick up an easy tower that way. And it's getting to the point now where they have almost no chance of winning. There's really no chance they're going to be able to pull this out. Again, reason being is they let the bounty hunter get way too far ahead, and even the Ricky is a level above, or 3 levels above the Sniper, so there's no way they're going to be able to outcarry us this game. That's definitely a good thing. Taking a look at the XP graph, it is ridiculously in our favor, and main part of this is the fact that the bounty hunter's been farming so well. This last huge spike downwards is definitely that last team fight that we had and taking out the tower. Looking at the gold earned, it's looking really similar. Really going in our favor throughout the entire game. This spike here is probably from whenever they won that small team fight. It was starting to go up slightly, so they were starting to actually farm a little bit. And it goes way down because we took out their entire team, which is obviously a very good thing. So I'm still farming up. I want to go and pick up my Blink Dagger. It's late enough in the game that I may only be able to get off maybe 1 or 2 Blink Dagger initiations. But getting those off is a thing of beauty. If you're able to blink in the middle of the entire team and get that off, there is absolutely nothing that they can do about it. It's really hard to see that coming. The best counter to this is just trying to make sure you don't group up for Tidehunter's ultimate. You're really not going to be able to get off your silence or your stun in time, and even if you do, the passive from the Kraken Shell is going to make sure that all those debuffs are removed from you, so you're going to be able to get off your ultimate anyway. This doesn't apply to a few things like Doomringer's Doom and some other hard disables, but most excuse me, most disables are going to be removed by the Kraken Shell passive. Really, really great ability. So I'm just farming up the jungle here. Got 1,000 gold on me. I do have some wards on me as well. Okay, I go ahead and pick up a Drum of Endurance here. Nice, we're able to take out 2 heroes mid. Looks like the Omni Knight and the Ricker might be able to get another kill here as well. I'm coming in to try to back these guys up as well as I can. I should be able to get a gush off here. Yeah, no problem. Good. And the entire team is wiped without us losing a single guy. They didn't even need me for that, so odds are someone probably got caught out in the jungle and it just kind of snowballed from there. I wasn't even needed for that team fight, so that's kind of a shame I wasn't able to show anything off, but hopefully as this game winds down to a close, we're able to see some more stuff, like a Blink, Dagger, Initiation, good stuff like that. So I pick up a Drum of Endurance this game, and I kind of like this item as well, but truth be told, I think I should have saved my money and picked up a Blink Dagger instead. I would have been able to afford it by this time, so this might be a mistake on my part. Drum of Endurance, really good item at Tidehunter as well. Gives you attributes all around, gives you a little bit of damage, attack speed, move speed, attack speed, and an aura, which is always nice. And the active is kind of nice too, you know, if you need that little bit of extra speed boost. So I do like this item on Tidehunter as well. Again, I really wish I had my Blink Dagger because I really want to show off what it can do. Look how I'm able to tank this turret. The turret's really not doing a whole terrible lot to me. And I realize that we can probably take this even with the backdoor protection on. So it's the tower's healing, but we're doing enough damage to it that it really doesn't even matter at this point. All the outer turrets are down, and they have Arax down at mid. So this game is definitely over for these guys. I'm going to go and teleport top. Huge wave coming in. I kind of don't want them pushing this tower down. And I don't know if you guys are going to hear this in the video, but Enchantress just did a really creepy laugh. That was horrendous. But this is going to allow me to easily finish my Blink Dagger. If I could last hit, which I cannot. This is bad, guys. Whenever you're pushing waves like this, at least try to get half of the last hits. Don't do what I just did. You want to be able to get in there and get a huge boost in your farm right away. Don't just mindlessly auto-attack these guys. You want to be able to get in there and last hit them as well as I can. You can even see I was checking my Anchor Smash ability to try to make myself feel better about not last hitting any of these guys. I didn't feel better about it. Still a huge mistake on my part. But I am really, really close to my Blink Dagger now. I still have some wards in the stash, but at this point, they're probably not even really necessary. We could go in their base and easily finish the game right now. I'm just pushing in this top lane to hopefully, you know, serve as kind of an impetus for doing that. So now I can afford my Blink Dagger. Go ahead and look for that and pick it up. Great. And I put that on my first spot in my inventory too. So now we're able to really have some fun. The next team fight that occurs, I'm going to be able to provide a near perfect initiation for my team by blinking into the middle of them and popping off my ultimate. Really, really good. And I just hit level 16, so I'm going to have the level 3 ultimate as well.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Okay, we pick up Roshan. That's definitely a nice little bonus.
Immortality!
We need to really finish this game. There's really no point in dragging it out anymore that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and go in free camera, and let's see what we're doing here. Looks like we're paying a visit to the secret shop. Picks up a Demon Edge. Good, I'm going to get a little bit of bonus damage. He has everything he needs. And that entire time earlier, he did pick up a Desolator. He does have a Monkey King bar. Looks like our Ricky getting pretty farmed as well. Got the Diffusal Blade, really good pickup. That's one of the first major items on Ricky. And has an Eagle Song as well. So, you know, he could be going for something like a... well, hell, you could do a few things with this. Has Sanj and Yasha. See, he's pretty firm, too. It could go for something like a Manta style, something like that with Ricky. So, it looks like we're finally going to go in here and try to finish this game off. And I'm down here. I really, really want to provide an initiation. So, I'm signaling to my team right now. I want them to come bottom and fight. If I remember this game correctly. And it looks like we are amassing for that. We have the Ricky standing by, Bounty Hunter standing by. And I blink in, pop off my ultimate. I just barely missed that, but I was able to catch it. And we're able to wipe them almost immediately. So again, I'm able to blink in from about right here, pop off my ultimate. Bounty Hunter and Ricky come in to provide all the damage, and that is going to be good game. No problem whatsoever. Good. Alright guys, there's definitely not a lot left of this video. I hope you enjoy this, and again, this is meant for players that are relatively new to the game and you're looking for some tips to get started, and especially if you're coming over from League of Legends or Heroes of Newerth and you know the basics of the game, but you just want a few extra tips to get you started in Dota. So we're going to be able to take down these 2 middle towers, no problem. If this game had went on any longer, which this particular game, there is no way it would have. But if it did, some viable items on Tidehunter, I might pick up a Heart of Tarask just to have more tanking ability. Taking the turret with Omni Knight's ultimate, that's always fun. I might pick up a Heart of Tarask, or I might even pick up an Assault Cuirass, that's also a good pickup on him. Again, if the game is going on that long, the game will never go on that long, so don't worry about that. We're just kind of screwing with these guys now. So we are able to pull out that win. Really good job by everybody on the team. That was definitely a good game. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Expect some more content soon for some other heroes that I recommend for starting out the game. And take a look at these charts here. Oh my god. That is a Fed bounty hunter. Alright guys, thanks for watching.